All right. We are live, and I have Mandy back with me after a while, and it's good to be back on with her. And we have Brandy now
Yeah.
with us, and they know each other from their fight with type 1 diabetes. And you all just did a book, right?
We did two.
Yes, we did. Yeah, quite a few.
Okay. And
Oh,
are
no,
they
we
all
did
sold
three.
out?
We did three.
Yeah, we've done more books than we've known each other months.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So are they all sold out?
Trying.
Well, yeah, Little Shots sold out, and we've restocked, and ABC sold out, and we've restocked. Yeah.
Okay. So when's the next one come out?
It's available for pre-order right now. It's we made the Easter Bunny diabetic. And,
Yeah.
It's about her journey to become the Easter Bunny to fight diabetes. And
Yep.
it's available for pre-order.
Cool. And that's at crankypanky.com.
Correct.
Wow. I'm good. I don't even have it pulled up.
Because it's that good. You just remember it.
I'm becoming that good of a host.
Yes. You're improving every day.
And even though we were almost late, do some literal cat and mouse drama. So anyway, we're looking at, believe it or not, I let these two young ladies talk me into watching Steel Magnolias.
No, this was your first time, right?
First time.
Okay. How is your estrogen level now?
I'm thinking that I need some like Godzilla versus Kong ASAP.
Whatever.
Did you cry? Come on. Be
No,
honest. Any
no.
point.
No, I might have come close.
Really?
Okay.
There's a quote from Shirley MacLaine that says, "To say it's a woman's film, I don't think that's correct. If you've got women in your life, bring them to see this film and you will know them, or you will know much more about them when you go home." Shirley MacLaine, Weezer, boom.
Okay.
Can you guys
So I guess do I really know a whole lot more about women now?
You should.
Maybe.
Okay.
Is that who's binging? Is that
You?
me?
Not me.
Well, can you hear me?
I can
Yes.
hear you.
No.
I don't know where my phone is. It might be binging somewhere.
Probably you. I've been texting you because you were late.
Oh. Well, like I said, we literally had cat and mouse drama. Jake caught a mouse, and I was waiting for him to quit playing and go ahead and kill the darn thing so I could scoop it up and get it out of here before he took it and hid it somewhere, like my bedroom, which he tried to do. And I'm not trying to get in the bed with a dead mouse. So, yeah. So, yeah, there's the culprit right there. He needs to
just, looks like mine.
Murderer.
He's got to speed up those kills.
Okay, so did you like the movie? Thumbs up, thumbs down?
I've always
Who, me?
Yeah, you. Of course we like it. Women, all women like it.
I guess I would probably give it a thumbs up. I don't know that it would be one of my first picks of movies to kind of watch, but there were some things I appreciated about it.
And
was it the fact that it was an all-female cast, or did you actually like the storyline, or what do you think would make it more you?
Oh, wait a minute. We've got comments, and I've got them covered up. Well, crankypanky.com. Yeah. And then Kim Davison's here. And Zack Snyder's directing the sequel that features Superman in it. Still, he's wisecracking.
Magnolias. Making a funny.
So,
Yeah.
you know, I appreciate it as kind of a character study, and you know, I mean, it seems like I've been watching a lot of things about grief lately, so it was interesting on that level. That and probably, you know, we all know the scene at the end that probably got me the closest to crying.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I cry
so
every time. Mm-hmm.
so you know, I mean, there were things I appreciated. Now there was a point where I was sitting there thinking, man, is this all this film is? It's just talk, talk, talk. And yeah, it pretty much was.
So
There were a few.
knowing me for 10 years now, who would you say I reminded you of all those characters? The young and beautiful Shelby?
Huh?
Who would you say I reminded you of?
Probably now Sally Field's character.
I really thought he was going with Weezer. All right.
Oh, I would have chose you as Clary. The first lady.
You know, just with everything you have to deal with, but yeah, I mean, probably you could pull some traits from different people. I mean, who was Weezer's? Was Clarice Weezer's buddy?
Yes.
Yeah, you got a little bit of Clarice in you. I mean, you like to instigate stuff. So, I mean, you know.
I'll accept all those.
Okay.
You're a total Shelby.
Who?
You.
Me?
Absolutely. You are Julia Roberts. Yes.
I could see that, and I've only ever just. You're sweet and soft. That's what that's what you are.
Okay.
And innocent is your first time watching it. So see,
pink is your signature color. I've always known that about you.
Yes. Which shade of pink is your favorite pink, though? Because do you remember Shelby had 2 different types of pink for her wedding?
Which one? Which one is it, Dale? Is it blush?
I couldn't tell you the difference. Your husband says you're a Weezer in training.
Oh, gosh.
Tell my husband to learn how to spell it correctly and come back to us.
Oh, yeah. You.
It's O-U-I-S-E-R.
I guess my only problem with being the Julia Roberts character would be I'm not as big a risk taker as she is.
Oh.
It's a live video.
So is he he's an L then.
Oh,
he's gotta be an L. You turn major, religious, praying every day about everything. Very cautious. You are Daryl Hannah.
All right.
Yeah. I will say this. I did not think that they could make a movie where Daryl Hannah would be unattractive.
That was actually an issue fact for the movie. They said that she was too attractive.
Read the facts, didn't you, Brandy?
I read the facts.
Said she was too pretty.
Yep. But she is missing a finger, by the way. If nobody knew, in real life, she misses this finger.
I did not know that.
If you rewatch the movie, you'll see she doesn't show it very often. She kind of hide it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought it was more of her mannerisms that kind of made her unattractive. There were some scenes where she was meeting that dude that gave her the cherry soda.
Yes.
Sammy.
Yeah, and there were some. I'm thinking, Sammy. Even I can't. Somehow I can't even see it right now. I mean, because I'll give Dana here, Daryl Hannah credit. She really got some good. I mean, the mannerisms were really what sold it.
Yeah, I'd have to say though, out of all the characters, though, that would be my least favorite. Not Daryl Hannah or the way she portrayed it, just the character in general was kind of meh.
Well, I thought they kind of stereotyped her a little bit.
Yeah.
She was a little bit too much of a character.
Even when she turned pretty, I didn't even like her.
Yeah. The only thing she did good was that joke at the end. And that's, the one that made Clarice proud there. That was some personality there.
Actually, and I know we're getting into this part of it kind of earlier. I thought what redeemed her, because I really didn't appreciate the kind of caricature they were turning her in to be, where with especially the scene where she's at the house and she's having a fight with her boyfriend and she's go to pee now and drops to her knees and all that stuff. And I'm thinking that, come on, that's not even real. But I thought when she was talking to Sally Fields at the graveyard and she finished the explanation of how she saw things, I thought that was what kind of redeemed that character in my eyes, and I liked that part of the dialogue.
That whole scene is incredible.
Yeah.
Everyone should watch that scene, even if they don't watch the entire movie. Just watch that scene, and it's worth it.
Now, I do have a question. What was Dolly Parton's husband's deal?
He was depressed.
Like, what does he do for work, or?
Well, I couldn't figure out why he was so withdrawn.
Depression. He wasn't getting any work.
Oh, yeah. Was that it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just couldn't understand. I mean, he clearly was withdrawn and depressed, but I couldn't figure out why. And that was kind of odd to me.
Okay.
You must have liked Scarrett's role, though, right? What is his name? Drum
Eatonton. When I was a kid, this is gonna sound totally weird. I don't care. I had the biggest crush on him, even watching it as a kid. This tells you how far the Drum.
Tom Skerritt, right? That's the name. The real Drum. Yeah. The Milan's husband, the main guy who was shooting the birds, the dad.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Him and Weezer, the best relationship.
Oh yeah.
Duo was them. Not even Shelby and Jackson. It was Weezer.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yes, I love that. The part that she gave him, what he said. No, love it.
Okay. Are we going to get on track? What are we doing? How are we going to do
it? Let's get on track.
That's the longest. We went 13 minutes without being on track. All right. It starts out. Daryl Hannah. She's walking through the town. Or Annelle, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she sees all the wedding prep going on. And then it shoots right into Julia Roberts getting ready for her own wedding. And then you meet Sally Fields. And you establish that's her mom. And then Annelle gets to the beauty shop.
Mm-hmm.
And right here is where I'm realizing I've not only agreed to a chick flick, but I've agreed to a chick flick with all fake Southern accents.
What? I thought they did a great job.
I'm not saying that they.
It wasn't. It was Southern, but also Louisiana. They got that little New Orleans type of. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm not saying they did a bad job. I'm just saying.
Like Harry Connick Jr.
Oh wow,
that's how Harry Connick Jr. talks. That's where he's from.
Yeah, but
Dolly Parton was her accent not real? I thought. Is that her?
I didn't think that she even put on an accent. I thought that was how she talks.
Yeah.
Well, that's how she talks. Yeah, but that's not how Julia Roberts talks.
No.
Well, she did an excellent job, Dale. Hater.
Though I have to say, in the opening scenes, I did not like her character.
Who?
Julia Parton.
Roberts.
Oh,
Julia Roberts, really?
when the movie first starts, that she was coming off like a brat to me.
I don't like Julia Roberts to begin with. We have beef. It goes way back.
See, she's one of my faves.
Really?
Oh yeah, I love her. She's Pretty Woman.
And when did she kiss Steve Carell?
She didn't, but you know what she did? She dated Matthew Perry from Friends and broke his heart.
Oh,
Had beef ever since.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was just curious.
Okay,
another person with a missing finger is Matthew Perry.
Annelle gets to the beauty shop.
Yeah.
And she does Trudy's hair, and you get to see that she's trying to get that job. Right?
Right.
Yeah. That
Y'all
hair.
just going off my notes. Yeah. Oh, the hair was
that
huge.
big hair that I would never
crazy.
ever wear. How did they ever wear hair like that? I sound like
remind me.
There.
Remind me to show you all my senior pictures. I have hair like that. It's terrible. It's huge.
Oh. My mom had hair somewhat like that, but not like, I think, you know, as you go back in time, it got higher or, you know, and lower. Oh.
I was an 80s teenager. I saw a lot of big hair.
Teenager. Well, I was born in the 80s, but I had some interesting hair.
But yeah, that hair, she got hired
as a beautician.
Yeah.
No wait, glamour technician. If anybody caught that, I thought it was hilarious.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what's her saying? Trudy's
no
saying?
Such thing as natural beauty.
Wouldn't surprise me if she came up with that herself.
Dolly Parton definitely is a stunner, though. That's for sure.
She even now, how old is she? She's like super old and beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then we get to meet Clary. Is it Clary or Clarice? Like from Hannibal Lecter, Clarice.
I got Clary, but I don't know.
That's what I thought too, Clary.
Yeah.
Okay. And then that's when you get into how they're trying to gossip and figure out Annelle's past and what's going on with her.
Yes.
And there's another famous line. Nobody? If you can achieve puberty, you can achieve a past.
Yes. Oh, yes, I love that. Yes, I like that. Which she did have a past, or her ex could have had or may have had a past. Or her maybe ex. We don't know, right?
Yeah. Any thoughts, Dale?
Oh, no. No.
Well, another thing I love about that is when she says that she can't talk about it, and the both of them at the same time. Of course you can.
Yes.
Yeah, I love that part.
Yes.
And then it cuts to Shelby in the bathtub, and you meet Jackson.
Yeah.
Who sneaks in the window, and then that's the first time that you hear that Shelby might not be able to have children.
No, actually, we didn't hear it then.
No,
because at that point I thought, "What's up with this Jackson dude?" You know,
you're right. They're going back and forth about being able to marry him or not. And
she never mentioned anything about the kids yet.
And it just kind of, at first I thought, is this guy just a troublemaker? Is he just using her? And then all of a sudden he's talking about being in suspense, and I'm thinking, what? I don't really understand that. And then so it wasn't until we got back to the beauty shop that we found out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you meet Drum, who is shooting birds, driving everybody to town crazy.
Yeah, the comic relief. Yeah, he's the comic. And honestly, Dale, out of all of the male characters in the movie, which one would you relate? Would you relate to Drum?
Oh, wow.
Dale is a spud. You are a Dolly Parton's husband.
Oh, he's the one that's with Weezer at the end. What's his name? The guy at the end, Owen or something like that.
Oh,
no.
Owen.
Yes, Owen.
No, I will admit, when he was shooting the birds, my first thing, because see, this is, I think, how guys think compared to what women think. My first concern was he's shooting up at the birds. I'm thinking, is this guy a moron? Eventually, those bullets have to come down. And it wasn't until later they said he was shooting blanks.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, good. And that helped me relax a little bit because it was becoming terribly unbelievable that this guy's firing round after round in the air and nothing's getting hit.
I thought it was firecrackers. Well, before, but yeah.
Oh, I like the firecracker part.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah, I do too. So then, yeah, you get to see that he's my dog right underneath of me, like farting.
Big
like
one or
crazy.
little one?
The little one. Did y'all hear that?
Yep.
I didn't.
I might have to take her out. Oh my goodness. Okay, sorry. But speaking of, that's when Drum actually has to go to the bathroom because his coffee starts kicking in. So he goes running and he lays his gun down. And Malin grabs it.
Yeah. But now that's not going to stop a guy on a mission.
No.
I mean, but it was sweet. He was trying to make his baby girl's day perfect.
Just like the brothers with that box, decorating the car of condoms.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was funny.
Yep.
So then you get to finally meet Weezer and her dog.
Shirley MacLaine. She's an amazing actress, and Weezer's my favorite character.
Me too. I love Shirley MacLaine.
Who was it? It was actually supposed to be Betty. Facts. Betty Davis was supposed to play.
I read that too.
Yep, she wanted in, but she didn't get it. Nope.
And I can't imagine it being anybody but Shirley MacLaine.
No, not at all. And it was supposedly Meg Ryan and Winona Ryder before Julia Roberts. And honestly, I couldn't think anyone but Julia Roberts between those three.
Me too. I don't have beef with Meg Ryan like I do Julia Roberts, but I still couldn't see Meg Ryan be in it.
No.
But now the only other person I could see in Weezer's spot in that particular scene would have been Mandy and Sebastian.
Sebastian is an angel, and he would have never acted that way. Sebastian.
My cat would though, so you could use my cat.
Come here, say hi. Come here. Oh, he doesn't want to say hi to you all.
But yeah, Weezer is the best, I think. Who is she? One of your fave characters, Dale?
Or I liked her, and actually, I'm not a big Shirley MacLaine fan, but I grew to like her in this film.
Every single actress that I'm a fan of, you don't like. What's up with that?
I don't know. I have taste, and
have you seen Guarding Tess?
Who? Guarding Tess?
Seen
No,
Guarding Tess,
I haven't
Brandy?
seen Guarding Tess.
Guarding Tess?
It's got your boyfriend in it, yeah. Nicolas Cage.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Yeah. It's a good movie, Dale.
Is it?
It is, yeah. She plays like the president's widow, and Nicolas Cage is her Secret Service, protects her, and she's kind of like a Weezer in the same scenario. It's a great movie.
Nice.
I might have to check it out.
Oh, it might be next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right, where am I at? Okay, so this is when you get to see her dog, and then you get to see the relationship between Drum and Weezer, which is a precious relationship once it gets to the end, anyway.
Yeah, where it just takes that one, nudge. Yeah. It says it all.
Yeah.
No, I think they had the best relationship. Well, Clary also, with Weezer had a pretty nice relationship.
Dynamic. Yeah.
Yes.
I can't believe y'all didn't take notes. You are a terrible host, Dale.
Look,
he was so into the movie.
I feel like
crying and won't admit it. He had to walk away because it was too much. It was too much.
What it was? Are your notes tear soaked and you can't read them? Is that what's going on?
Yes, that's it. They tore apart as I was trying to
okay.
put them together.
All right, so next we go back to the hair shop, whatever it's called, beauty salon. Hair shop. And I guess it's the wedding day, so everybody's in there just getting ready.
And then big scene.
There was one thing that I don't know why it sticks out to me, but the cuppa. Have you ever heard that? The way that she makes this dessert, and it's a cup of flour, cup of sugar, cup of fruit cocktail.
Oh no!
A cuppa. I don't know. So that always, ever since I was a kid, has stuck out to me. Yeah. Anyway, so where was
I think that's the big scene, right? That's the big scene.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah, you're right. And it shows how nervous Annelle is to do hair.
Yeah.
And Shelby tells her to do Malin's hair like a brown football helmet.
Yeah.
And another important thing, because that comes back at the end.
Yes. And she also asked if her dress was meant to be worn over her head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how did you like that scene, Dale?
Yeah. Well, what jumped out at me was every time I'm watching these wedding movies that Mandy gets me into, like Bridesmaids, all of a sudden someone busts out in sweat. Everything starts pulling, and and I'm thinking, I wonder if she's going to have explosive diarrhea.
So you honestly had no prior knowledge about what the movie was about.
I didn't know what it was about.
That's good though. That's good. You were going in unbiased, which is nice.
So, Brandy, before you became the mother of a diabetic, like I'm the mother of a diabetic, did you already know of this movie though? I
knew of the movie, but I think the movie was one of the things that made me fear type 1 diabetes, to be honest, because they made it so. I know it was based on the true story. I know it was accurate. They even used the real doctors and whatnot, but they didn't show, like in that scene, just the basics, like the normal, regular, everyday of managing your diabetes. And at that time, they had glucose meters. So they only showed the more serious things like that. So it got me actually scared. When I rewatch it, because I was like, whoa. So
because this is like, if you're a girl, I think, I mean, we're in different countries. I mean, she's in Canada, I'm in Kentucky, and we both have known this movie like our entire lives. It's just women just know this movie. Yeah. And then to have a child be diagnosed with diabetes after seeing this movie, you're absolutely terrified.
Oh, of course. It's like all the worst case scenarios that could possibly happen. So yeah.
Where was the glucagon?
Where was any? Well, I know they said she forgot her purse, but there still was no mention of, like, there was no checking. Like, they had all that point. So I don't know why, but she did mention she didn't bring her purse. So I think that was the key, that it was supposed to be in there. And they said she had too much insulin.
Yeah.
But
so was it looked, what I was trying to figure out was when she was in the seizure, was she lucid or was she delusional?
She was awake, but just difficult. She just was stubborn and didn't, but she knew what, like, she kind of, well, maybe because at the end she was like, oh my goodness, I'm sorry. So maybe she kind of, like, I think more of like an impulsive rage, you know what you're doing, but you can't control it. Well, she couldn't control not doing anything, right? Like, she knows she's going down, but she can't do anything about it, right? Something maybe cranky.
But it just seemed to me like she kept pushing away orange juice, and I would have thought at that point she would have known that's what she needed.
Well, when you get low like that, you get combative.
Yeah, Ryder hits me all the time. Low.
Brandy throws juice boxes at me in the middle of the night.
Not me, not me, Brandy. For people listening, her daughter's Brandy. You might want to clarify this. She has a kid daughter named Brandy. I didn't shoot juice boxes.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, no, Ryder's like that too. When he's really low, he'll start hitting. It's like, well, you're starving. Your body's starving for fuel. So it's like you're when you're trying to get your last breath, right? It needs to eat. It needs its last breath. So you're fighting.
Yeah.
And that's a famous, totally famous scene. Like, there's even T-shirts that say "Drink your juice, Shelby."
Yeah. Really? Yeah. I'd never seen those. That's funny.
Yeah. So that was one thing I was curious about when they were when she was going through the seizure was why she was so combative.
Okay. And then where was the protein follow-up? There was no protein follow-up.
No.
Just the juice.
They didn't even tell us what her number was. I mean,
yeah, I know. How do they even know? Yeah, exactly.
And
like they're over treating there.
That was a crap ton of juice. I mean, she had to be 400 after that juice.
Yes.
2 big glasses.
Oh yes, for sure.
I think they might need to consult with us before they remake this movie.
Exactly. But yeah, there was no finger checks whatsoever.
Yeah.
So that was kind of,
Yeah. And then we hear that children aren't possible.
Yes. That, or they say she can, but she shouldn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I have a little note that says she's still shaky and she has more juice. The juice upset me. It was too much.
Me, it was like, where was the finger prick? Like, so you can know exactly how low she is, so you can treat just enough so you're not over treating. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more, and it's only because back then that stuff did exist. So why not put it in the movie, right? Those little things do matter.
So how typical is it that for type 1 diabetics to have trouble with childbirth?
They have them all the time. Healthy kids all the time.
So because this movie made it seem like it was a risk to go through childbirth.
They're going to have to be more cautious than the average pregnant woman, but they have healthy children.
Yeah, and again, the movie was based on the real story, right? Of the writer. His sister died of type 1 diabetes, and it was kidney failure due to the being pregnant, bad on the body. So I guess that also could have been better explained in the movie, maybe, as to why her condition seemed that much more, intense and at risk, because that's not the norm. As Mandy said, I know a lot of moms that are diabetic.
She's chugging all this orange juice, running around at 400 or 500 all the damn time. No wonder her kidneys are failing.
Exactly. Oh, that's another part where she says, "Get off your feet. You shouldn't be working. It's not good for your circulatory activity. Is good for you." So
it lowers your blood sugar to be up moving around. Yeah.
Exactly. And look what happened to her. But yeah, so again, the movie just made it seem like the extreme, and I know it was the extreme for that case, which is great. He honored it perfectly, but maybe for the fellow type 1s out there that don't want to freak out, show a little bit more of explanation. Yes.
I mean, but maybe though that is why it was so extreme, because she wasn't checking, because she was,
Yeah, true. They did mention that brief thing of she forgot her purse at home with all the wedding, she forgot her purse. So I think that was the key thing there. Only us diabetics would probably know, or not, TID parents would know what that would have meant by she forgot her purse.
I mean, we have a glucose meter in the glove box. We have juice in the back seat.
Nice.
So there's always something. Like you're not the parent of a diabetic and you're walking around forgetting something.
No, I got liquid glucose like everywhere.
Well, and when we get to the scene where she's telling her mother that she's pregnant, there was some dialogue there where she said, nobody's going to adopt to somebody with a health history like I have.
Yeah.
So that did make me think that maybe this was a more severe case.
I would like to dig and see if there's a little bit more to it. I mean, did she have something else with type 1?
Mm-hmm. Or like we said, how did she manage it, right? How was she really managing her diabetes? Yeah. Was she checking it? There was one part, though, in that scene that we're talking about that bugged me to the point where I wrote it down, was when she said, there's limits to what you can do. You're special, Shelby. There's limits to what you can do. That bugged me because we're teaching the diabetics now. There's no limit. A diabetic can do anything.
Become an astronaut.
Exactly. Or what is it? A soldier? Maybe the military, and not so much there, but
Yeah, but yeah.
But you know, that just her saying that again, it was like the extreme. Like the movie, if you were just
another
newly
thing,
diagnosed
she's a
and watched
nurse.
it would
A
scare you.
nurse doesn't
Yes.
know how to check her blood sugar. What are you doing, girl?
Yeah,
There's
actually,
something else going on.
yeah.
There's
There's something going on. Yeah. Yep.
We need the facts. Get the writer
Exactly.
on the phone, Del. That's your job as the host.
Yeah.
You need the facts.
Yes.
Because this movie scarred me before I even had a child with diabetes.
Same here. And it was one of the reasons why I was like, I was very cliche answer when they said he's got diabetes. I said the bad kind, like,
yeah,
because I relate it to that. Right.
Here, you know what the real question is in Still Magnolias?
What?
What was Shelby's A1C? That's what the people want to know.
Yes.
What was her A1C?
Exactly.
That would solve all of our problems. That would solve all of our questions.
Well, I doubt it was under a 6'5" if she, you know, was having, you know, that much problems. Please, you know,
Yes.
so.
All right, we've gone on a rant there, Dale. We're sorry.
So she told her mom she's pregnant. Dale.
Are we already there?
At this point, did you cry the first time?
Yeah, wait a minute. Where are we at exactly?
We're already that far? I think we're.
Yeah.
No,
we
skipped over the
fair.
arrows and the birds.
Oh, you okay?
We skipped over loading the Easter eggs into the car, which is hilarious.
Yes. But did you notice that the movie started with Easter and ended with Easter?
I did not notice that.
And that's probably like also symbols spring and new beginnings, right?
And now I will say that we went from one scene where it was Easter, and then the next thing I knew it was they're decorating for Christmas, and I thought, okay, we've had an Avengers Endgame type time jump. And then I saw Daryl Hannah's hair and knew that that couldn't happen and
overnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like when Weezer first spots an L. I love it. And she's like, "Who the hell are you?"
Yes.
I know everyone in this town, and I do not know you.
Yes.
Oh, that was classic.
Yeah.
And then Weezer has a wonderful line here: "Men are the most horrible creatures. They will ruin your life."
Yeah, I like that. What happened to her husband? I know Clarice.
She said she married two of them and proceeded to have the 3 most ungrateful children.
Truvy's kid. Oh, my goodness. I don't know why that kid turned out to be that awful. Like, you'd think that with her, the way she is, that he'd, you know, a little more disciplined.
Yeah.
But.
Yeah, Louis. Yeah, what was wrong with
him? Like, he was evil. Like, so disrespectful. Even like, why would you hire her? You know, like, I thought he would want to, you know, get with her, you know, ask her out, you know.
You would think so, yeah.
Not be like, turn her down. Weird.
But then you see, like, he's such a weirdo, but you see how he's dancing with Truvy, like, at the wedding? Like, they're a happy mother and son. That was weird.
Hey, his name should have been Steve. Weezer. Remember Weezer's?
Everybody in my life that I love has the name of Steve. So let's stop right there.
Oh, Steve. Yes. Ralph.
My favorite son, and Steve Carell, Steve Irwin. The list goes on and on.
Your favorite Avenger? Steve Rogers.
Captain America?
Yeah.
He's not my favorite Avenger.
Oh, no.
You know I love some Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, Iron Man. Thor.
We'll just call him Steve. Move on. Where are we at?
So we're at Weezer.
Yes.
And horrible.
Okay, so then that's when Annelle finally goes off on telling everything that her ex-husband may or may not have done, blah, blah, blah. And she says, "My personal tragedy will not interfere with my ability to do good hair."
That was a great line.
Yeah.
And then Weezer said, Annelle says she doesn't think things can get any worse. And Weezer says, "Of course they can." I love that.
Weezer is amazing. She's the comic relief throughout the whole movie.
Everybody that I love is named Steve, yes. But everybody that I adore more than anything in the world is named Vincent.
Ooh.
There's a line between love and adore.
Yeah.
He was supposed to be taking the dogs out. What is he doing?
But yeah.
So now we finally know the answer to that age-old question. Who let the dogs out?
Oh, aren't you hilarious?
Well, apparently not Vin, because he's here listening to her say how much she loves Steve's.
And my dad's name was Steve. I forgot to say that. So, boom.
Hey, Beth
There you
is
go,
with
Vin.
us.
Hi, Beth. You love this movie so much. Good. All women do, don't they? Was that a woman?
Yes, Beth
all
is.
women do.
Beth, I forget where she's at. She's on a farm somewhere too.
Really?
I know she does the farm life.
Cool.
She's a soundtrack queen.
Is she on right now, or did she leave that comment 20 minutes ago and you just put it up?
Oh, did I just now put it up? I don't know. What? Just come in a second ago.
Okay. All right. Where are we at? Now Drum is shooting the fireworks finally. Everybody gets freaked out and they start running off. The dog gets loose. Weezer's running after the dog.
The dog is so patchy.
I love it.
What hit the trunk? I can't remember.
The trunk?
Yeah.
Weezer? She slammed it when she ran past.
Oh, okay.
You're talking about it crushed all the Easter eggs?
Crushed all the eggs.
Yes, yeah.
That was Weezer.
Now she's got some power. If she crushed every single egg in that trunk, that's some serious trunk slamming power.
Yeah. Hey, did you notice the pattern too? It's like me, with my poetry and all that background, I'm thinking crushing was a symbol throughout the movie as well. Because remember all those glasses, the wine glasses champagne glasses were crushed, and then the eggs were crushed.
Yeah, she crushes.
It's like a foreshadowing, crushing.
Yeah. How about that?
I'll bring the poetry stuff in.
Now I like when the dog is running after Drum, and Melissa's like, "Call him off, Weezer. You're the only one to listen to." Weezer goes, "Kill, Rex, kill."
Yeah. I wonder if that's the same dog they used in Cujo. That would be. Would it be? Yeah, that'd be around the same year-ish. Right?
Hey, don't you have something like this?
I do. Well, it doesn't say I have that she's my spirit animal. I have one that says I took a whack at Weezer.
Oh yes, that was my favorite scene in the entire movie. We'll get there.
Yeah.
And there is Beth confirming the spelling of Weezer.
Yes,
I misspelled in a text.
So, is that your favorite character, Beth? Come back to us. It seems to be a lot of people's favorite character is Weezer. Where are we at now? And then it just jumps right into the wedding.
Yes,
which was pink and
with the one in the dancing in the middle with two. What'd she say? Like two pigs in a blanket or chasing each other.
Yeah, two hogs fighting under a blanket or something like that.
Yeah, where she buy an expensive dress but not a girdle.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I was thinking, well, why would they skip the wedding vows since that's where the real suspense was? Was she going to say yes or no?
What are you doing? And then it jumps to the reception, and Malin is she's dancing with Jackson, and she's again giving him a little talk about don't rush into things and think it through. She doesn't want him to have kids.
Yeah.
And then Dale's favorite part, Anel meets Yes and True. Yeah, I like Truby too. Yeah.
They were it was kind of like they were the grumpy old men.
Quote, Beth.
It was kind of like they were the grumpy old men of this movie.
Yeah.
The kind of the Lemon and Mathau.
Yep. And Truby was like the mom, like the heart of the movie. She was the one taking care of everybody, like how strong she was throughout that entire movie, and all the world was crashing around her, and she was just the one carrying everybody kind of thing. And so put together, everything, happy, positive. Her character was definitely important.
So then you get to meet, or Anel meets Sammy.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
You see Anel swiping some rolls and throwing them in her purse.
Yes.
Apparently she's starving.
And she's wearing gloves to hide her finger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, is she?
Yeah, to hide her cut finger.
I want to see it. Is she alive? Is she dead or alive?
Daryl Hannah, she's alive.
Okay, I'm gonna investigate this finger.
Mm-hmm.
And what I thought, now I really did think her mannerisms at this point was really what was making her kind of unattractive. So it was, so I guess it was true love on Sammy's part.
Yeah. I wonder if she's a real character, though, in real life, or did they just put her in the true story? Because I don't think she was quite necessary. I could have done without her. I know she added that one bit, but
I think Sammy was too ugly for Nell.
Oh, for sure.
Just my opinion.
Looked like he was wearing a lot of eyeliner. A lot of eyeliner.
Like a werewolf with bad teeth.
Yeah. Nope.
Well, see, and see, that's the hope of ugly men is women with no confidence.
Oh.
Well, her only man was the Father. What is it? The Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost. Those are.
Oh yeah.
Couldn't compete.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that armadillo cake.
Yeah, yeah.
When they first said it's going to look like a stuck pig, I was like, oh, it's just red velvet cake. But
now,
that cake
like
was hideous.
Now. That's the thing now. People do that at their weddings. They have armadillo cakes for the groom's cake.
Now, if you guys had a dead animal cake, what animal would you use? It has to be dead.
Cat.
A dead
obviously.
cat?
Oh yeah.
I'd have to do a mouse in Jake's honor. Maybe it'd be little mouse cupcakes instead of a cake.
Nice.
Yeah,
I'd probably do a spider or something and have like green and brown guts instead of red. Ew. Ew, as Dad would say. Ew.
Ew. So, and then that's my next note is the armadillo cake. And then you come back to Drum and Weezer's relationship.
Oh, which was the best. Dale, I don't know if we can say that word on here.
Quote that line?
Quote that line.
Say it with the bleep it. Bleep yourself.
Where she cuts a piece of cake and puts it on, and what does he say? What is
I can't remember.
Nothing like a good piece of.
Oh, yeah. Oh wow.
And he just walks away. I love it. They can say many words with very few words, and that's what I like about it. Throughout the whole, again, the pattern throughout the whole, you can say a lot with very little. The strongest relationships can do that.
Even rewind back to the wedding when he's walking her down the aisle and he looks over at Weezer and growls at her.
Exactly. Yeah.
I didn't catch that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he winks. I mean, it's like it's a cute relationship.
Yeah, and then the end with the nudge, right? It was simple.
And now magically, it's Christmas.
Yay!
And Shelby is home, and Annelle is a brand new woman.
Yeah, she apparently went into drugs and then came back out again.
Oh, yeah.
Major religious.
Yeah.
Total opposite.
So here's another diabetic mom problem for me. You ready for this?
Okay.
They're scooping up the shrimp and all that, and she's like, "Oh, I don't want any of that. I'll just take a drink." And they give her a sweet tea. No way in hell do you give a diabetic a sweet tea. She didn't dose for it. She didn't pre-dose for it. She didn't do anything.
Yeah.
She just chugging on this sweet tea.
Yeah. No, I agree.
That's why she's 500 and her kidneys are failing.
Exactly. No. Remember, Dale, that's what you got to do. Figure out. And you, Mandy, figure out Daryl Hannah's finger. But yeah, I agree with you with that. There was no pre-bolusing. I actually watched her throughout the movie. Is she eating? What is she eating? To try to pick at it. And yeah.
Yeah, for a diabetic, they did not show her doing much care.
Yeah. But again, that could be why it ended so terribly for her. Did she not care for it? And they just try to show it as gently as possible?
Mm-hmm.
I would like to know the backstory from Weezer. Yeah, me too, definitely. I wonder if they were real
Yeah, like I wonder what characters were actually real. All I know is the doctors were all the real doctors who worked on his sister.
I read that. The woman who actually unplugs the life support was the woman who unplugged his sister's life support.
Exactly. And the mom of the daughter who died watched that scene with Julia Roberts because she wanted to see Julia Roberts get up after the scene. It made it kind of alive again.
See, I got goosebumps. That made
yeah.
I couldn't imagine.
Beth, are they type 1 diabetics? Yeah, I just huh?
So we'll wait for that answer on Beth if they're type 1 or type 2. That, and that's another question that I had. The brothers Tommy and Jonathan, they didn't have diabetes, because I mean it's common for siblings to have it as well. But there's no mention of that.
Or even the parents to see what, like, where did it come from? Get it? Yeah, because then her too, if she has a kid, she's got to also think of that. So and if it's that serious too, I know she wants to have a kid, but like, does she have a condition that? Exactly. I'd like to definitely know a lot more. Dale, are you getting this? Your notes for the?
Are you taking notes, Dale?
For facts.
I'm recording this for posterity.
All right, so now after Shelby's walking around sipping on her sweet tea, getting nice and high, Annelle, drama queen that she is, loses her contact. What a dramatic extra person freaks out like that in a crowd full of people because they lost their contact.
I know. Like I said,
I would have found it and stepped on it just because of the way she was acting.
Like I said, least favorite character. I could have done without her. They paid Daryl Hannah way too much probably for such a little character that probably we could have done without. Put another dog. Put Sebastian. You put Sebastian, who did just as fine or better.
We need to remake this movie. Dale, this live stream needs to get into the hands of whoever's remaking it, because we could do so much better.
Yes. You're going to play Shelby.
Yes. Your husband is actually in that industry. You know that.
Oh, all right, honey. If you're still watching,
I have this little teeny YouTube channel. He's actually in the industry.
Remaking Steel Magnolias.
But let's make it with a male diabetic.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do an all male cast. Yeah.
Yep.
They've made this movie once. Because when I was looking it up, I saw one and I thought Queen Latifah was in it.
Yeah, they did a remake. Was it 2012 or something or 4? I don't know.
Who plays Shelby in that?
Oh,
I don't know. I only know Queen Latifah in that whole movie.
Huh?
Interesting.
I watched it though. It just, to me, you can't remake something that is so pure. Like, like he did that movie so closely. Yeah. Because it was a personal, true story. You can't remake a true story unless you do it.
Yeah. It was a play. It was a play first.
I heard, about the play. Yeah.
That's what your husband said.
Yeah, it was a play first.
I said it first, honey. I said it first. Nope, you can't.
Oh wait, Nicole Kidman played. Yeah, she played Shelby.
Yep.
Yes.
I read that too.
But
we got any other comments, Kitty?
Do what now? No new comments. Let's see. I was trying to look to see if I could find the
I like this name, Red Rum Records.
Was that her name, Red Rum Records? I didn't notice.
Yeah, I love that. Horror fan here, so
she's a huge horror fan.
Yeah, me too. We have to do a horror movie thing like this one time.
Well, that's
like Nightmare on Elm Street, how horrible the remake was. We have to talk about that.
See, I can't watch scary movies. Y'all gonna have. You could do a Brandy and me. Leave Mandy out. Mandy sleep.
Well, and Red Rum Records looks like they might know a few things about horror movies.
So Dale is actually in like a vinyl community full of folks who collect records.
Nice.
And that's what these channels are mostly about.
Nice. I see all the records in the back.
So they remade this film. Yeah, Queen Latifah was in it.
Who'd she play?
Let's see here.
Wasn't she Truvy? Like the Truvy character?
I could see that. I could see her being
Queen Latifah as Mary Lynn Eatonton.
Again, not the same names.
So
Jill Scott was Truvy.
I don't know who Jill Scott is.
Kind of a singer, I think.
No, I would love to see Queen Latifah have that breakdown scene at the end. That I think it'd be worth watching it to see how she portrayed that.
Then Alfre Wood played Weezer.
Don't know who that is.
Condola Rashad played Shelby.
I never heard of these people.
She was a theater actor.
Huh. No.
Well, Alfie Woodard is pretty. Trying to think what you would know Alfie Woodard from, but she's really well known. Jill Scott is somewhat well known. She's a musician as well as an actress, and of course Queen Latifah. Those are Felicia Rashad was Clary.
The name sounds.
Felicia Rashad was played Bill Cosby's wife on Cosby.
Oh yeah, I could see her being a perfect Clary too. Okay, well they cast that pretty well then, I guess.
They did.
I would have put Queen Latifah as Truvy, not Malin.
Yeah, not Malin, but she did actually do pretty well.
Did she do the breakdown scene? I mean, was it similar?
It wasn't as good as Sally Fields, but I mean, Sally Fields takes the gold for any dramatic, right? She's an incredible actress.
I'd like to watch that.
But again, it's hard to see a remake of a true story, like from someone else's point of view, other than the person who actually lived it. That's my only beef with it.
Now, I guess from there they fast forward to. I'm assuming it's still the Christmas season, but Truvy goes home. And Spud is in bed, and she wants to go watch fireworks. Maybe they do fireworks for Christmas down there.
Oh yeah, they do it every year. She said, like every year.
Yeah. But she's got like a bucket of chicken and a bottle of wine, and he's not going to go watch fireworks with her.
No,
like,
I don't know how else you're going to motivate a guy more than a bucket of fried chicken.
And the champagne or whatever she had delivered there. It was delivered at the hair salon.
Yeah.
She said she was going to make sure he was going to be busy. Keep him up. That's what she said. Like he's gonna sleep, she's gonna be like, no, she's gonna make sure she keeps him up. So
I think if someone told me let's go to the fireworks, we can stop by Chicken King afterward, I'm there.
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't play that character. That's why you're a Shelby.
Yeah.
See?
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then it goes straight to back over at Malin's house. And Shelby tells her that she's pregnant. Dun, dun, dun. And then right about this point, I fell asleep, but I sent a text message to our co-host here saying, I'm going to fall asleep. You're going to have to pull me through the rest. Even though I've seen it a million times, but that's where my notes end. So what happened there, Brandy?
So what side do you guys believe in? Are you on the side of Shelby where, this is her once in a life? She'd rather spend 30 minutes, she said, right? As opposed to not, like having a kid as opposed to not? Or would you side with the mom as in it's a risk you shouldn't take? What do you guys think?
I'm on mom's side.
Dale?
I think that this is the crux of the problem, because she's trying to live her Julia Roberts' character is trying to live her life to the fullest. She's kind of I think she's weighed the risk, and she's taking the risk. But at the same time, what's a mother's job to do except to protect?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I can, and so I'm sure if you put yourself in her shoes, then it's hard for her to support that decision.
Yep.
Because, my mom, before she passed, she always told me that her greatest fear was one of her children would die before her. And
that's every mom's greatest fear.
Yeah.
Well, every decent mom's greatest fear, anyway.
Or for a diabetic or a kid mom, our biggest fear is that we would have done something by not, like my fear is not waking up to an alarm or giving too much insulin. So that fear is like increased huge because their life is literally in our hands as well. Like it's crazy. Yeah.
But like from Malin's point of view, you're watching this girl who's not taking care of herself.
Right.
And like that's obvious. If you know anything about diabetes, if you don't know anything about diabetes, you're thinking, oh, this poor thing, she has this terrible disease, but why can't she have a baby? She looks healthy. But she's not taking care of herself. She's not a healthy diabetic. So of course mom says no. Like right now, Brandy's only 14, but if she was, of age and wanted to have a baby, I'm all for it. Let's do it. Because we have the tools to make sure it's a healthy pregnancy.
But what we don't know is if Shelby had some other kind of condition going along with that. I mean, she did mention at this point, no judge with my health history is going to allow that.
Yeah.
And so we don't know exactly what other complications she had. They never did really get deep into exactly what she's been through.
They pretty much just said what she died was the kidney failure. Well, we'll get to that, but it was kidney failure.
Right.
Because she has
due to diabetes.
Just have type 1 diabetes. She has unmanaged type 1 diabetes.
Yeah. Like back then they had letting the dog in. Back then they had all that stuff, but I'm sure it wasn't as advanced, obviously, as we have here. So maybe they were still a little lax back then. I don't know.
Was that
I thought there for a minute we were having a paranormal.
Yeah. My dog came in.
Moment, and I thought we're going viral. My other great hope is that Mr. Beast will come in and realize that
we could get some views on this. We could put this in some type 1 mom groups, and I'm sure some people would see it and have some opinions.
Exactly.
But my other hope is Mr. Beast will come in here and see us live streaming to right now no one and have pity and give us like $10,000 or something.
$10,000. We don't want $10,000. Tell them what we want, Brandy. We want Dexcoms for all diabetic children and babies.
Exactly.
That's what we want.
And in the JDRF bag of hope, diabetic books, ABCs.
Okay.
So, back to the movie. If Shelby had a Dexcom, none of this would have happened to her.
Exactly. But Dale, I know at some point, because I didn't take word for word like Mandy did. She did good job. Now I know the whole note taking for the next movie thing, scene by scene. But I know at some point we'll lead up to your scene there that you like, Dale, where they're fighting. She's all really, really religious and pouring his beer out, and you can explain that scene.
Yeah. Well, I kind of assumed walking into a live stream of a film called Steel Magnolias that it would kind of like not be, that my co-host Mandy would understand that maybe he's not going to be the one to take notes this time.
Listen, your co-host is the mother of a diabetic, and she's got a lot going on, which is why she hasn't been your co-host in several weeks. And I fell asleep. I took a nap for the first time in forever.
Okay. So are we like lost now?
No, we're at your scene. I know the general where we go, just not scene to scene. So at the part where she gets upset with him because he has beer, what'd she say? Sam, what is this in my Frigidaire? Or she says it in my Frigidaire.
My Frigidaire.
Yeah, and she pours. Okay, I even was like, "What is she doing?" You pour my alcohol out. What are you doing? I would have grabbed. He's nice. I would have grabbed that right out of her hand.
See, that's why I think it's a bit unrealistic, because at this point they've been dating a while.
Yes.
And at that point, what your significant other, how they're going to respond, what they're in. Well, first of all, she shouldn't have been surprised by the beer. If he's drinking beer, she should have known that. Mm-hmm. And, to me, it's like it was just unrealistic, because they should have known each other a lot better than that and what each one will tolerate.
They were unnecessary characters, both of them.
They were, because they didn't even show them making up either. They'd show them fight, and then they'd show she's pregnant. And I'm like, well, where did they make up? She's telling him 1 minute, I don't want to spend another second with someone I'm not going to see in the afterlife, And then he walks away, and then poof, she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Well, my opinion on that.
It could be like a married pregnancy. You don't know.
Yeah, my opinion on that is that
probably your ex's baby, the one that she was kind of maybe not,
Yeah.
My opinion on that is that, especially during this time period of movie making and TV, and really even now, Christianity is not a cool religion, and so it doesn't get a fair shake a lot of times, as far as stereotypical portrayals. And I just like I said, I just kind of rolled my eyes at this scene. I was glad, like I said, I was glad about the scene that comes up later with her, because I kind of felt like, all right, maybe they're trying to roll that back a little bit.
Yeah.
And try to bring something fair along the lines. But
I'm sorry. I like where Annelle is freaking out because she's gonna miss church, so she goes to church with Truvy, which is a different church, and then she says that line about like, "Honey, God don't care what church you go to as long as you show up," something like that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, no, I do. There was also the point in the house. I don't know if this was before that Annelle scene or after, but when the dad announces it, that she's pregnant, like, oh, don't worry, I'm not going to tell them that you're pregnant, and, and then you have half of her friends were happy, but the only one who like, between Weezer and Clary, they were the only ones that knew. You could tell they said, no, this is not good news. You can kind of see the line. You got Malin, Weezer, Clary, and then you've got the Truvy, and the Shelby, and the positive light, and then the old, But yeah. So there was that one. What do you think about that, Dale? Since Mandy didn't watch it.
I did. I've watched it 1,000 times. I just taking notes.
What did you think of that scene where half were happy and then half it was like a happy/sad moment?
Well, I thought it was.
And the dad was happy. What did the dad know how serious it was?
I thought it was pretty realistic that that friends, once they understand the whole story, try to rally around.
Oh, they did the whole hand thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We got you. We're going to help you get through it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, the rest of as far as everybody else in the house, they probably have no idea what's really going on, but at least her closest friends did.
Yeah.
Yep. No, true. And then eventually down the road, you get to the. Oh, she wants to. They're playing in the house with Jackson and everything, right? But then Malin was going to the hair, and Julia Roberts Shelby wanted to go to get her hair short, right? Yeah. We didn't know anything yet. What was going on? She said, just to make it easier. I thought it was just because baby mama, new baby mama, your hair. But then we find out it's for something else in the shop. She pulls. she's doing a manicure, right? Yeah,
Right.
she was doing a manicure and she pulls up her arms and that was mutilated. I thought that was way overdone. What?
That was from dialysis, right? Yeah, that was hard to even look at.
Like, oh, I don't know what dialysis needles look like. I know that diabetic needles don't look like that, like the arm that bad, but wow.
And that scares you if you watch it before you have a diabetic child.
Yeah, again,
terrified. Is this what my kid's gonna happen to my kid? But
exactly,
no, it's not. Manage your kid's diabetes, and it's not.
I'd rather watch Panic Room where she's got all the future technology, which is also absurd, but at least it's cooler, and at least it would make me want it, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Now, before we got there, she got her hair cut.
You guys are frozen on my end.
Nope.
Oh, there you go.
Well, I don't know what to do about it.
No.
Well,
are we unfrozen now?
Oh yeah,
you're unfrozen.
Okay.
Still.
So, what were you thinking about her hair?
I did not like it. I just thought she probably did that for Peter Pan movie or something that she was doing, because I know she has short hair in one of them.
She sure did when she was Tinkerbell, didn't she?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that was probably her real hair, and she was doing.
Or was it like an ode to the brown football helmet?
Yeah, because it was horrible.
It was horrible.
Dale, like her attraction factor went down
a little bit.
It's kind of like
it wasn't a great hairdo.
Well, it's like the Bang Theory's girl, right? Penny, when she cut her hair super short. Like some people, no.
Some women can pull it off better than others. And I'm sure it probably has something to do with shape of the face and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Some men can pull off a bald look, some men can't.
Yeah.
Some men just wear a hat.
Right. And that's because I can't pull off a bald.
Yeah. But that's a good thing, the brown helmet there. That would make sense.
I was just curious, what you all thought about that. And then with the part with the needles in the arm was pretty shocking.
Yeah, it's hard to look at.
And I think of course, then we get the scene where we kind of see some of Weezer's walls come down as she's actually feeling remorseful for saying, I'm not trying to eat healthy. I'm just trying to get my body shut down.
Oh, yeah. And she felt bad. Yeah.
She has another sweet moment though, after the girls find out what's going on, that they're, doing the kidney transplant tomorrow, and they go shopping, and she's getting all those pork and beans for Drum.
Yeah.
Like the whole cart is full of pork and beans.
Yeah. And I remember she said you would donate your kidney to your dog if you could, she's like, you are sweet. But that's when they first know about that scene is about the kidney, right? And then who was to donate, which I heard back then it was common actually for parents to donate their kidney. Like, I think of that with Ryder, like in the future, do I have to donate my kidney? Like, I hope.
I've thought about that as well, but because that movie puts such a bad light on it, but I don't ever foresee that happening because the modern technology. No. And Brandy doesn't drink sweet tea and orange juice by the freaking gallon full.
Exactly. And she checks herself at some point. Doesn't forget your purse. That I don't know how I could. I know you can forget, but I mean that's your lifeline. Like, put it on your keys then or something. If I don't. Like apparently, people were forgetting their kids in their back seat. And
yeah, that's crazy.
And they would die, and so people were saying, well, put something important like your other shoe or your car or your phone. It's like, whoa, what's more important than your kid?
Yeah.
Like it's just crazy what some people could forget. But kidney. So Malin,
is that where we
donates her kidney, obviously, and that ultimate goes to the house. Yes, huge sacrifice. And they just kept it at, they weren't like, oh, Malin, you're amazing. It was like again, like she was doing it, and it was pretty heroic. And then at the house, they're all the night before the surgery or whatever. And they were all, do you remember what the movie was? that the one brother wants to
tale
watch.
of two kidneys.
Exactly. A tale of two kidneys. And the dad did not. That was the first time that Drum showed like love and care. Like he was always the goof, right? But he actually.
We would love to see Ryder if he wants to come through that door and say hi. We can hear him. We'd love to see him.
Oh, but he's got a chewed up face.
That's okay.
He fell on it.
Hi.
He fell on his face.
What you doing?
Hi.
Can you say hi? Can you wave?
Hey.
So Ryder is a type 1 diabetic.
Yes, he is.
Diagnosed at 15 months, I believe, right?
Yeah, and he can't have these hickory sticks. Yeah, so. But yeah, Tale of Two Kidneys, that shows where, you know, and so they did the surgery. They're at the hospital, right? And the doctor's like, everything was perfectly fine. You know, everything was good to go.
Good. It looks real good. That's one of my favorite lines too. I don't know why, but that always stuck with me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I did like the scene with Drum being upset because when you think about it, his wife and his daughter, you know, I mean that's a lot to have up on the line.
Yep.
For one fella.
Yeah.
No, and I'm glad they did that because he did kind of seem like a goof, you know, a lot of the time. Like, where does he care? You know, look at with the daughter having the kid in the first place and all that stuff, right? Yeah. So it was nice to see that from him. He needed that, you know, to complete his character. So he wasn't a total goof, right? So then, what, Dale? We went on to what? Is she pregnant yet, Anel? Yeah, she's pregnant at this point. I'm pretty sure Anel's pregnant. She's been growing, right? Yeah. Was she pregnant?
Or how they announced it
at that scene? Yeah, she was pregnant at that graveyard scene because that's when they were going to name.
She's going to name the baby Shelby.
Okay. So they're at the house, you know, with the, Julia Roberts goes back to nursing. Right?
Oh yeah.
That outfit.
And you could tell when she was finishing her shift.
Yeah.
She wasn't feeling well. Yeah, because she said he's going to be a clown or something. I don't remember, but she stuttered on her words a little bit.
But here's what I don't get. Maybe it's just because we're okay. Go out over here. There we go. Howie. There we go. No, Ryder. I got a dog or kid, one or the other. I'd rather switch for the kid. Howie, out. I'll take the kid. Much quieter. But yeah, I don't get it if I'm just a hypochondriac, but if you're not feeling well and you have type 1 diabetes and you just had a kidney, you know, transplant and you're at a hospital, why would you just walk away not feeling good? I would get myself at least oh, something's wrong. Make sure. Yeah. Right?
At the bare minimum, they should have shown she did a finger prick to see what she was.
Exactly. This is a diabetic. See? Where your sugar's at?
I think it goes from there to. Is he high?
He's a 9-1.
I don't know Canadian numbers.
Oh, you have to times that by 18.
Oh, well, mine is high at the moment too.
So that's what I thought was weird, you know. And then she goes home, right? And she puts the clown outfit on Jackson. And then what did you think of that scene, Dale? Like how they portrayed that?
Put the clown
Like
where she's making dinner and she
collapses. And she's not there. Like she's the kid's crying. Like, how did you like that scene? How impactful?
Are we talking about
into the coma? Right. Hold on one second.
Oh yeah. No, that was.
Hold on, you guys can.
We're talking about the scene where he comes home and the child's crying.
Yeah, the whole scene where she was making the spaghetti and she goes to pick Jackson up or Jack Jr. up and she
can't.
Kind of loses her. Yeah, she kind of collapses a little bit. Yeah, and then it shows her crawling off to the phone.
And apparently she didn't make it.
Yeah.
Because he came in.
That's my question. What happened? Huh? That's my question though, and it's left unsaid. What happened? Did she go low? Did she? What happened to cause her to go into that coma? It never says.
No, we just see her struggle to pick up the child, and then he comes home and finds her.
Yeah.
Which
did that drive you crazy, Brandy? Like not knowing why did she go into the coma? What happened?
Oh, exactly. It did. Like again, it's to the extremes, right? Like what happened, and again, she had the phone, but why wouldn't she have called sooner? Like there's moments where she could have that didn't make sense to me.
But you know what she shouldn't have done? It shouldn't have been let's go call daddy. It should have been let's go get a juice. If I'm going low to the point where I'm getting ready to collapse, I'm not going to call somebody and tell them.
Yeah, why wasn't she checking? Again, there was no checking, monitoring of what's going on.
Yeah.
And then did she drive back to the hospital? She didn't check herself, like obviously, or I don't know. You know, again,
like,
even if
this woman had no business even driving a car with the way how unmanaged she is.
Yeah. No, I get it. He's super fussy, so
that's okay.
You'd wrap it up.
We can try to wrap it up fast.
Yeah.
So then it kind of fast forwards to her in the hospital bed. It shows Malin is there, never leaves her side.
Nope. And apparently it was 10 months in the real story. 10 months. She
10
was
months.
I'm pretty sure it was 10 months. Yeah. You ready?
I did not.
10 months. 10.
Wow, that's a long time.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, I did 1 month and thought I was going to fall apart.
Wow.
You were in a coma for a month?
No, I'm saying with my mom.
Oh, gotcha.
She was in the hospital for like the month of February. And, you know, with me running from work to hospital and home and when she was really bad, just between home and work, your home and the hospital, it was, you know, I was about to fall apart.
Yeah, that'd be a strain on the whole family. I mean, but I would be the same way if my daughter was laying there in a coma dying. I'm not leaving.
For sure.
When she was in the hospital, when she got diagnosed, I left for about an hour, and that was to go take a shower and get a change of clothes. And that was it. I was there the rest of the time.
Yep. No, yeah. And Ryder, I didn't even leave his side, like at all, nothing. Nope.
The only thing that bothered me about that scene was when they, you know, I'm not exactly sure how they intubated her. My mom was on a tube for 2 weeks. And you can't, you can't stay on a tube for too long without them having to do a tracheotomy because of complications. But the day I went in and had her taken off, and the day she died, you know, that 3 hours that we waited, it was what they call a death rattle. It's because her throat was so irritated that every breath she took just it was horrible sounding. And I'm just thinking, man, that you know, just listening to the silence, I was thinking, yeah, I don't know if I buy that.
So I don't want to get you emotional, so you don't have to answer this if you don't want to. But were you there, like when they turned everything off?
Yeah. What they did was I came in. Well, that morning I'd actually gone to work and talked to the doctor, and he just said we were getting to the point where her chances of recovery were so small, and if she did recover, if just a miracle if she recovered, she would probably be in like rehabs and stuff like that for like breathing issues and all that. And I was like, so I had to make that decision. Fortunately, thank God I had a power of attorney.
Yeah.
So I was able to go in. I called, people around me. And, so once we had everybody, there was about 4 or 5 people there that once people were there to kind of support me, they took her off, and it probably took about 3.5 hours from the time they took her off to the time that she quit breathing. And they were rough. They were rough hours. They were super rough. And listening to her start labor with every breath was it was the toughest thing I've ever gone through. And but I still am amazed because I had folks with me to support me, and I know one was a buddy of mine who his mother had died of cancer just a couple of years before, so him being willing to sitting there with me while he probably had to relive a little bit of his own grief.
That's tough.
Yeah,
I
it was tough.
In passing that day because I was there and I dropped off flowers and I dropped off food for you and somehow missed you in passing.
Yeah, at the time that you came through, I was saying it was a couple days. It was maybe that same week.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I don't think it was the day that I had her taken off because that was on a Friday. I think you came through on like a Monday or Tuesday. And
well, how did you feel watching that scene of them taking her off the life support? Did that bring that back?
Well, not really, because like I said, I mean, it to me it was a little unrealistic just because I'm thinking she's going to be breathing harder.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her throat's going to be tore up, so you're going to hear. Yeah. And it just seemed a little. I mean, it was emotionally impactful. I'm not going to say it wasn't, but it didn't. It seemed a little clean to me.
Yeah.
To just go to silence. I just don't. I don't think you're going to get that kind of silence. And but I mean,
I think that would have been a great spot for like theatrically for Malin to have a breakdown because there's no way in hell, I don't care how much I was, I'm stand there and watch her die. That I just stand there and watch her die. Like
I'd be
you have to pick me up off the ground.
Yeah, no.
There was much more room there for way too strong.
Yeah. I think when I lost my mother, it taught me that grief is a little unpredictable.
Yeah.
Because you would have thought I would have lost it when they told me that she was gone.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I pretty much held together there. Now I would have moments like totally away from her. Sometimes just sitting in this apartment, and it was terrible. I mean, I'd cry where I couldn't hardly catch my breath. But and I mean just not even sobbing, wailing is more like it. And but those moments just seem to sneak out of nowhere.
Yeah, no, I can see that. And they did mention in the movie too, though, that the guys had to leave the room, right? Because and Jackson and the dad had to leave the room, and she's like, and men are supposed to be made of steel, right? And she was the only one that stayed in there. So,
I think the most predictable moment that I broke down was when I arrived at her funeral and had to walk down and see her in the casket. That was that for me. That was pretty rough. And but it's just one of those things that when you're going through it, you just don't know how you're going to respond. Like I said, I got through the stuff at the hospital fine. And like I said, it would just take a memory or something.
Yeah, bring it all back.
Fortunately, I was also fortunate enough to have folks from church go and pack up her stuff because I hated that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's tough for me it was tough for me to go in and just it's like I didn't want to take apart her apartment because I kind of felt like that was all that was left of her.
Yeah.
Honestly, Dale, I'm so sorry you had to go through that.
Yeah, and it's a rough thing, but at the same time, I can see that one, I didn't have to go through it alone, and two, thank God she had the power of attorney papers, so I was in control of what happened.
Yeah,
and I feel pretty confident, and it does give me a little bit of comfort to know that I think that the best decisions for her were made the best I can make
it. Definitely.
I mean, what it's well, it's like they said at the end of the movie. It's just kind of the circle of life. It's kind of what happens, and so but yeah, grief is a funny thing. I mean, I dreamt a lot about her the first year. Would sometimes even be conscious in the dreams and try to talk to her and say, "How are you here? You're dead." And those were always weird, and then just the weird creepy nightmares that just, I mean, but even eventually those settled down too. I had a lot of people praying for me because they knew what I was going through at the time, and praying that those dreams would come under control, and so even now, depending upon the day, grief is still like a sucker punch. I can't say that it's over. And I don't know if I ever will.
My dad's been dead for 28 years in February. It's not over.
Yeah.
Go on.
Of course, that leads to us. See, I wish you two would watch WandaVision.
No.
Because it deals specifically with grief and has one of the greatest lines about grief in it.
The best movie about grief is My Girl. That was my first grief movie.
Yeah.
Have you watched that, Bill?
I have not watched My Girl.
Oh my gosh.
But if you all look up, you can find it, and people are starting to put it on memes. But Vision is comforting Scarlet Witch after several deaths, and he says to her he didn't know what loss was because he being an android, he hadn't experienced loss, but he said, "But what is love? Or what is grief? But love persevering." And I was just shocked that out of a superhero show, we get a line like that, man. Those writers were on it.
Okay, we are an hour and a half in. We gotta wrap. I should have been in bed.
I guess so.
So, the cemetery scene is, the most infamous scene. So, what part struck the nerve that got you most emotional in that scene?
For me, it's when she finally did break down. But she held it too long and finally just lost it.
And when she said she was with that beautiful creature when she came into the world, and then held her hand when she came. And angry. She had a good mix of anger too, because it's not just I would be angry as well. Like it's.
Yeah, and she kept saying, "I'm fine. I can run." Something. I don't remember, but
yeah,
that was hard.
Yeah. Dale,
I think my favorite part of that was Truby when she throws Wheezy in front of her and says, "Here you go, punch her."
Oh, that's Clary.
That's Clary. Yeah.
Oh, Clarice. I'm sorry.
Half a chickpin parish would give their eye teeth to take a wag of Weezer.
Yeah, and because I think a lot of times in those moments, there's nothing you can really say.
Yeah.
Well, actually,
make it better, except bring some laughter and levity to the situation.
Exactly. So, fact check. The writer said he had he couldn't a writer's block. He didn't know what to do with that scene, like to kind of end it, kind of thing. And he said he thought of or his sister Susan. What would she have done? And she's very goofy. And so that's where he's like, what would she have done in this? And that's why they did a comical thing, and it worked out. It ended up being amazing. That's one of my favorite parts.
Oh yeah, that's a great scene.
And then your Annelle says her thing, right? That redeemed her to you.
Yeah.
About her being the guardian and being always beautiful and young up there. Yeah. She feels safer knowing she's looking down. And then she wants to name her kid
Shelby.
Male or female.
Yep. And then I love the ending where Jack Jr.'s it's Easter again. And Weezer's sitting at that tree telling him the story, and he comes over and smacks her.
Yeah, the one that tells him about like the evil witch, you know. And then he goes, and then do you notice he goes right straight to Malin?
Yeah,
right straight to Malin. And then of course Annelle has the baby and the Easter Bunny on the motorcycle. I'm thinking that ending for some reason.
I'm thinking we finally got some action here. We got a bunny rabbit on a motorcycle. 2 hours, and I'm finally getting some action here. And now we're going to go roll credits. Come on.
Well, I'm wondering why he didn't just take the bunny suit off and go, or take the hat off. And I know, okay, well, there's kids around. You don't want to scare the kids, have half a bunny. But at the same time, like, you're on a motorcycle with the hat on. Like, it didn't make sense. At some point, he could have threw that off. Yeah. But I didn't I didn't quite like that ending. What about you guys? Like, what?
Again, I think it was all unnecessary. They could have ended it at the funeral scene, and with or you know what? They should have ended when Clary pushes Weezer off that seat at the cemetery.
Yeah,
going back and forth, pushing each other. It could have ended right there and been just as powerful.
Yeah. Again, I don't like how it ended with Annelle, just because she's my least favorite character. So why would they end it with my least favorite character? They already did her part where she was, naming Shelby, the kid Shelby, but it shouldn't have ended with her, I don't think.
Best grief is the third act of the Kiss Me Curse.
Oh. And there we
end. That's it.
Yay. Our dogs and our kids made it in.
Yeah.
And our cat. Hey, every single one of us had an animal. Or but I gotta get this little one to bed.
Okay.
It was fun.
Y'all just let me know when you're ready to do something else.
Okay. What's that?
Just let me know when you're all ready to watch another one.
Of course. Hey, maybe it'll be my girl.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye. And I guess we'll go ahead and wrap it up.
We got to say one more thing.
What's that?
Family.com for all your diabetes-related books, especially Easter one we just released. Boom.
Yeah, there you go. And yeah, so for those that are, thank you, Vin. And for anybody that's watched this all the way through, we appreciate you being here. Got any suggestions for movies? Leave them at the bottom. And hope you enjoyed this. So until next time, we are out. Peace.
Bye.